What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. I have a lot to say, and I'm not happy. These reveals... These reveals are really underwhelming, and I just don't have the words to describe what, why I'm just so, I feel disrespected in a way, not as bad as when, set 16E came out with Tetra Burst. That was just good. That was the worst. That was probably almost the worst we've ever been. But this is just kind of awkward, weird, kind of like my boy Sal and Vanguard say, kind of weird, but I just feel like it's just not what we needed. It just doesn't represent. We have a trial deck. We have the cover, we're like the featured clan on the box of Asia Champions. But our deck doesn't look like it's built for champions. It doesn't live up to the fact that, yes, Leon, in the anime, Leon is a champion, when in reality, it would probably be Kote. Something, Dimension Police looks a lot more stable. Grand Blue, for instance, looks way more stable. We just, on paper, right now, we just don't look good right now on paper. When we start testing it and getting different builds and figuring things out, because there's always a way. There's always a way. But right now, it's just not really looking that good. So I'm going to talk about, I'm going to make several videos discussing Aquaforce now that we've seen what TIDAL and MAELSTROM does. And MAELSTROM is supposed to be our VR, the leading card of our deck. We still haven't seen Diamantes, and I think we have one more rare coming out. But in Diamantes, I'll talk about him in a bit. But yeah. So for TIDAL Assault is, we're gonna do TIDAL Assault first, and then we're gonna go into MAELSTROM because kind of leads into it. So TIDAL Assault, he costs, when he, at the end of the battle that he attacked, you could Soul Blast one, restand him, and if it's the second battle of the turn or more, he loses 5,000 power. Now, the old TIDAL Assault was free. You attack, at the Vanguard, he restands. If you attack the rear guard, he doesn't get his restand. That was the old TIDAL. So this one at least has the chance to retain his power if you swing with him on the first battle of the turn. But he conflicts with our feature card. Now he's a grade 2 triple rare, and I love that because his artwork's amazing, TIDAL Assault's amazing, and that's my boy. And I like the card. I don't like how he conflicts with Algos, who's our feature card from the trial deck. I don't like how he conflicts with Algos at all. Because Algos is, he needs to be the first battle on the rearguard circle. He needs to be the first battle on the rearguard circle. Not the second battle. He needs to be the first battle. And in order to get max damage out of your turn, you have to attack with, you're more likely going to have to attack with Algos first, and then you're gonna have to sacrifice. And if you're playing MAELSTROM, you're gonna have to use TIDAL Assault after your MAELSTROM attack, because MAELSTROM needs to be the second battle. But you're gonna be sacrificing, max damage for, more attacks, so to speak, which will warrant your grade 1 lineup to be, to have, some sort of effectiveness to it, meaning that, Theo and, Penguin Soldier and Viviana, they're going to need to, be active. You know what I mean? So, that's where TIDAL is. TIDAL, you want him to be on the Excel circle. Obviously, you want him to be on the Excel circle. But if he's not in the Excel circle, then that means that he's going to really have to work in conjunction with your grade 1s who should provide that utility. Unfortunately, we have a lot of on-hit abilities and some overcosted power gaining abilities like Dorothea, where, you know, Dorothea is definitely not going to make the final build of the deck. And, you know, but, you know, we're just going to have to figure out how much our opponent values it. And you're going to hear this a lot. How much does your opponent value, certain attacks? You know, a boost from Theo, you know, a third and fourth battle, you know, for the Maelstrom restand. Do they respect the Maelstrom restand? Did they hit a freaking trigger, you know, on damage and kind of shut us out of certain things? So there's a lot of stuff that, you know, we're going to have to discover through gameplay only. But right now, on paper, So yeah, that's basically Tidal Assault, you know. But then you have Maelstrom. Our OG boss. Maelstrom. One of my OG dogs. When I used to struggle, I relied on him. His first ability, I thought, was passive, because they didn't explain the damn cost in the show. I thought his +3 to the front row was just a passive every turn. I was like, that's actually not bad. I like that. But we find out that it's a counterblast. So you have to use a counterblast every turn, and our only method of countercharging is Penguin Soldier, who retires himself, doesn't go into the soul to fill, to you know, help fuel Tidal Assault. So Maelstrom counterblast to give 3k to front row, and 3k to front row is nice. His second ability is that, you know, you have to hit a Vanguard. Not anything. You have to hit a Vanguard with the third or fourth attack of the turn. Then you can discard 2 cards and restand him. Most likely, you're going to be using his counterblast to give +3 to front row every turn. So he'll be a 15k. He'll be 15k by himself, you know, every turn, so to speak. You know, even on his restand. And so, why am I so about Maelstrom? Well, it's simple. Because it's just not, you know, great. You know, I expected him to have some guard manipulation. Maybe have a crit, you know, something else. You know, I knew he was going to have a crit, but, you know, guard manipulation or whatever it is. But he does restand himself, but he's reliant on one of 2 rearguard attacks to hit an opponent's Vanguard in order to restand himself for another attack. So instantly, his build is going to require you to run at least 5 front triggers. He's going to be asking you to run front triggers. That's what he's asking you to do, is run front triggers. Your opponent, you know, situations your opponent's probably just going to no guard him at 4 damage because they're not going to respect you. So then that's going to test whether you're running crits or not. You know, we probably might have to run 2 to 3 copies of a crit trigger in order to just, you know, let the opponent know, yeah, we're running some triggers. You know, we're not going to let you know how many we're running, but we are running, you know, but we do have crit triggers in our deck. So I want you to be scared of no guarding him at 4 damage. You know that's kind of what, or ooh, look, surprise, crit trigger. So that's where we are. So that's where we are. I was talking, you know, with we were talking about how we think Aquaforce should, could be just more of like a tempo Excel clan, and it just looks weird. You know, it looks weird to me, and I think it's, that we kind of should have been in a way a Force clan, but we're Excel because we do multi attacks. But I'm just like, we don't have any draw power. Aquaforce has always had some type of drawing ability, so to speak, some card to give us a extra card from our deck. You know, old Maelstrom, on hit, you counterblast one, you draw a card and retire a card on your opponent's board. So we're getting rid of a card and drawing one. That's old Maelstrom. We had cards like Algos. Algos was a on hit, fourth battle or more, get to draw a card. You know, or Valeria, on hit, you get to fourth battle or more, you get to retire a card. You know, we had renditions of, we had Saberful Sailor who would retire herself and you draw 2 cards and whatnot. I mean, but my thing is that we had card draw, we had stuff because we were more of a tempo deck, and it looks like we are more of a tempo deck anyways, but we don't have any draw power. And so that means that, people are saying, we're going to run between 5 to 6 draw triggers. And I can see that. But my issue with draw triggers is that they only work if you hit them. Because if you're not hitting your draw triggers, then all you're doing is drawing into vanilla 5k shields, or your, draw trigger perfect guards. And sometimes that's just kind of So, excuse me. So, I'm just like, where are we with Aquaforce right now? And I'm going to talk more about this in another video, but like, with these reveals of Maelstrom and Tidal Assault, and with between Maelstrom and Navel Gazer, I was talking with a close buddy of mine. It kind of looks like we're going to, they both want their own decks and their own trigger lineup. Navel Gazer looks more like a crit person, and Maelstrom looks more like a front type of card, so, and they could kind of conflict. We don't have like a finisher like Waterfall or Deer or something of that nature. We have, right now 2 boss cards. We still have to see what Diamantes does, and Diamantes, is going to determine what our grade 3 lineup is going to look like. But I hope that Diamantes is not a stronger version of the new Basil or Eugene or whatever it is, because it seems like they completely destroyed the Storm Rider series, which was switch columns. I would have loved to have some type of switch column thing where we would switch a card with like an Excel column or something like that. Like you attack with a card in your Excel column, then you attack, then you can switch that card with another card and put another card in the Excel column. I thought that would have been really cool and something that the Storm Riders were going to do, which would definitely have separated us from that would have separated us greatly from Nova Grapplers, as well as give us, give us something, newish and kind of fresh and pretty devastating. And that would have actually made us look a whole lot better on paper if it was something of that nature. But it's not. The Storm Riders are just vanilla, or just power gainers for a counterblast, and we're already hurting for resources. We need counterblast because we're going to be using Maelstrom's ability every turn, and then we're going to need a counterblast for Navel Gazer if we're going to use his ability. We need a counterblast for Algos. We need a Soul Blast for Tidal Assault, and maybe if you're running Shotgun Assault, depending on how your final build is going to look, between generally right now it looks like it's really just going to be between Lazarus and Shotgun Assault, which we're Tidal Assault and Shotgun Assault existing in the same deck is going to starve your soul for resources, because we don't have a way to soul charge outside of Viviana being able to use her ability to go into the soul. And that means that it depends on how much your opponent values her boosted attack actually hitting a Vanguard. Because at 5 damage, these on-hit effects don't work. And we would need something more automatic. On attack, this happens. On attack, this happens. At the end of this, the attack, this happens. Not at the end of the battle where it hit. Because on 5 damage, your opponent's blocking everything. And if it does hit, and they hit a 6 damage trigger, well then that trigger could nullify whatever boosted attack or whatever it is that you're trying to do. So right now, I'm not happy. Right now, we have just a lot of proxying, playtesting, and stuff to do. But right now, it's just not looking pretty on paper. I'm going to do more videos on this because I have a lot to say. But initial reactions, not that great. It's something that I'm going to have to sleep a few days on. And again, theory craft, play test, continue to discuss it with the community. I want you guys to comment. Let me know what you guys think about this card. I know some people think it's good, and I don't think Maelstrom's a bad card. And I think Tidal Assault's a pretty good card. I know Algos is a good card, but Maelstrom, to me, he's not a great card. He's not a fantastic card. He's not a card, you know, at least what I can see right now, initially, you know, day one reactions, that he can sit there and carry a clan. I think he's a decent card that needs help. You know, and it's just a little bit underwhelming. You know, I thought we were going to get more from Maelstrom. You know, I didn't expect his +3 ability to be a Counterblast 1. I had high hopes that ability wouldn't cost a Counterblast. And if that didn't cost a Counterblast, then I would say, okay, Maelstrom is a much better card, because that card that doesn't cost a Counterblast to use, you know, because now if you have Maelstrom and Algos in this, you know, on the field at the same time, that's 2 Counterblasts per turn that we're going to use. And we have you know, with our one ability to get back some counterblast, either by healing or by retiring Penguin Soldier when you attack against the 4th battle of the turn, or more. You know, Perfect Riser can hit anything as long as he has a riser in the soul to restand. But, you know, it doesn't look like we're a go at your face type of deck. You know, we're more of like a tempo deck, you know, more calculated, strategic type of attack style. You know, we're going to probably like swing at rear guard with 1 attack, swing at rear guard with my, you know, the Vanguard attack, then swing at Vanguard, you know, because we could probably just deny them counterblast. And if they want counterblasting, then they're going to have to take the 3rd or 4th attack, and then we can restand with Maelstrom and, you know, see if we can go in from there, you know. And so Aqua Force is not going to be easy to play. In fact, it's going to be hard to play. You know, it's definitely not going to be an easy deck to play. I can see people maybe picking it up and dropping it, you know, like usual, people picking up and dropping it within the first, you know, 2 to 3 weeks or whatever it is, just because of, you know, I think, you know, it having just a harder learning curve. But that's just me right now. Day one reactions. You know, again, we're going to do more videos on this. We're going to talk about the grade 1s. We're going to talk about the grade 2s. We're going to talk about the Diamantes reveal, as Diamantes will be completing our you know, our grade 3 support, and, you know, where we can see what we do from there depending on what he does. So yeah, there is that. Alright, but this is Cardfight King, Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. I still got a lot to say, and I'll see y'all next video. Peace.